Hello YouTube. Today's presentation is going to cover the bent bolt body for the Mosin Nagant, or as more people commonly know it as the sniper bolt, as we have here an example. The particular sample that I have here is actually one of the first of two bent body bolts that I received, or sniper bolts per se, that I received from a gunsmith named Andrew Arnold out of Utah. Now, he actually is featured on several websites, and I'll go ahead and post those on the description on how you can obtain one. But this is actually a polished version of the bent body bolt. What I did is I went ahead and purchased the whole assembly, which is essentially just the main piece here, as you can see on the weapon. It does bend up and over. It does not require any inletting for the use in the case of this M1938. It is in the Ishevsk Arsenal, so it does have a triangle with the arrow. I turned this into a scout sniper. This particular model has an M44 lead in stock, but the reason I got this particular bolt was because I did not want a traditional straight bolt for this particular customized job. I still have the bolt, but I like the fact that I actually have more leverage to work with, and I can actually do better follow-up shots when I actually fire this weapon. Not that I'm going to consistently fire it back to back to back, but it does give you an opportunity. It does provide much more leverage in going back and forth with the use of the weapon, especially in the bolt. Now, this particular bolt has been cleared of all cosmoline on primarily here in the back half where the hammer is, as well as in the lugs. Now, what I did, the cost of the bent bolt body itself, as it's described, and this is the package of the second one that I received, is actually $70 with the free shipping. So what I did was I purchased the whole assembly, and the second one that I received is this finished product. Now, what I find interesting about his work is that it is very detailed, but this particular bolt, unlike the first one, is not necessarily polished because it is an unissued bolt body. So this was originally a straight bolt, as we know on the Mosin Nagant, but then he added the turn down handle with the knob, and again it's the same as the first one. But this one, what I find interesting that I wanted to share is that it actually has the Arsenal bow and arrow from pre-1927, the original markings, as well as some Cyrillic writing for the machine shop that actually polished or finished out this particular product. Now, as you can see, it has the markings, the stampings per se, and it's got some tooling marks where it's not completely finished, but it is a good example of having a little piece of history with this. You can see where it's a little bit crude here on this particular assembly, towards the front, where the actual firing pin protrudes out with the front portion of the head of the bolt. What I liked about it was that it is historical in this aspect. I was not expecting this, but I do want to thank Andrew Arnold for his work. It's very, very detailed and obviously very fitting. Now, the good thing about the Mosin Nagant bolt action rifles is that a lot of the components are actually interchangeable, primarily the bolt body. Now, this one will actually go into an Ishevsk model 1944 that I'm working with on an M9130 that's going to go into the Utah custom gun stock in the previous videos that I have presented, and that's what I'm going to use that. And this one worked out perfectly fine in the sense that I have that Arsenal stamp here, the pre-1927 of the bow and arrow, which I really like. Plus, it gives the Cyrillic writing, so it gives a little bit of an antiquity, classic look to go with. Now, these particular bolt bodies sell for $70, and I actually purchased this through a website called ecrater.com. You just type in Mosin Nagant bent bolt body or sniper bolt body, and you'll see the listing. As I mentioned before, I'm going to include the URL for him, as well as his eBay ID. But he also does the custom turn down bolts, as well as he can do the swept back if you ask for that as part of the service. He will actually do that for you. He'll even do it for Mausers. So if you're looking at customizing a straight bolt into a sniper bolt, as a lot of people like to refer to them, or simply a bent bolt is its correct name, then he would definitely be an individual to contact. Like I said, the fee for this is actually $70. Now, if you provide your own bolt, then he will turn that around roughly in anywhere from 1 to 3 weeks, depending on his workload. He will actually tell you, and he's a very good communicator. Once you place your order, if you're buying the complete bolt body, not the assembly, but just the bolt body here, as you see, then it's $70, and he turns it around. He'll let you know once the payment is received. He does accept PayPal and things of that nature. But if you're sending in your bolt, then the time that it takes for the U.S. Postal Service to get it to him, and then it takes about a week or two for him to turn it around and get it back to you. But very nice job. This one is a little rough because it is an unissued bolt, but it has some history to it. So it's something I just wanted to share with everybody, and give him credit for a beautiful job that he's done. And then, of course, I also have the first example that I had purchased about 2 months ago from him. This particular one works really, really smooth on this M38. It works really, really good. And he also has one other thing that I wanted to mention, that he actually offers for $4 more if you're turning your whole bolt to him, the whole assembly that we have here. Then he can actually place the safety ring on the back of the safety. Okay, so it makes it a lot easier to implement the safety instead of having to rely on the knob to turn. As you can see, it's quite hard because it's about a 20 to 21 pound spring inside for the tension, but he can actually have a circle which does not interfere with the performance of the action like in this particular setup, but it makes it easier to turn the safety on and off. It also allows you, in the event of having to drop the bolt or the particular hammer so it does not detonate, you can pull the trigger and hold it back and slowly put it back into rest. But I just wanted to go ahead and touch base on that. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me or leave me a message or a comment, and I'll be more than happy to respond to you. But again, I'd like to go ahead and thank Andrew Arnold for his work. Very professional. He has about 100% feedback. Well, actually, he does have 100% feedback on eCrater as well as on his eBay account, which I thought was very, very good. And everybody comments that he's quick, he's prompt. They're happy with the end results, and it pretty much seems to work on the majority of the Mosin Nagant rifles that people have had the services or the bolt body provided to them are quite conform with that. Definitely take a look at the comments. That's obviously, it speaks volumes for itself for an individual who has 100% feedback, positive feedback, and even better yet. And he does quite a bit of them. I understand from one description that I read on one of the eBay listings is that he's done over 800 bolt body conversions or initial setup starting from a simple bolt. So it's not a bad deal, something that you don't have to worry about doing yourself if you just want to go ahead and wait 1 to 2 weeks, or maybe a little longer depending on his workload. And you can simply do the conversion yourself here without having to do any of the machining work or worrying about whether or not you've done it correctly. He will eliminate that necessity. And if you're not interested in inletting, as you can see here, very, very clear, does not interfere with the stock at all. So it is an avenue, it is an option, as well as having it slightly turned back at an angle for have that swept if that's your particular preference. But I just wanted to go ahead and touch base on that. And any questions, please feel free to contact me or contact him. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with the end result as I am. I'm quite happy with it. And I would certainly recommend his product and his services. As you can see, I'm very proud to present that, as this is going to be project rifle, as well as the other bolt body that I have here that's going to go into the Utah Custom Gun Stock rifle that we will be placing a video together to cover that, and you'll see this particular bolt, and I'll point that out again because of the Cyrillic stampings on there. Appreciate your time. Have yourself a great day.